Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk all about fish extenders on Disney Cruise Line. What is a fish extender? Maybe you know what a fish extender is, but you're looking for some ideas for yours, or you just need a little bit more information on how they work. Whatever the case, I'm going to let you know everything about fish extenders on Disney Cruise Line, how they work, how they come about, just pretty much anything that you need to know about fish extenders. Before we get into the main part of this video, which will be all about the fish extenders, I wanted to also talk about decorating your door on Disney Cruise Line, because if you've never taken a Disney cruise, you might not know that you can decorate your door, and a lot of people do it. We love just like walking around the halls and seeing all the different decorated staterooms. It's really fun, and it just adds like a little bit something extra to do on your Disney cruise. So what do I mean by decorating your door? Well, your stateroom door is going to be a pretty heavy steel door, which is magnetic, so you can put whatever magnets you wish on your door. Disney Cruise Line will not allow you to use things like tape or glue dots or the little adhesive putty. None of that, because of course they don't want their paint on their door to get chipped off or damaged, but you can use magnets, and many people do, and it gets really fun. I'm going to insert a picture of our cruise stateroom door, and we usually always use this Peter Pan magnet, and it has like little Mickey ears, and it comes in pieces. I got mine on Etsy. I will link that shop down below. I'm pretty sure she's still around and selling magnets. You could also definitely make these yourself if you have a laminator, and they just have magnets on the back. And it looks like this was cut using like a silhouette or a Cricut. So if you're creative and you have things like that, there's also all kinds of free images out there. You can Google Disney Cruise Line stateroom door magnets. You can print them yourself and just laminate them and put magnets on the back. You're going to want to use a strong enough magnet and enough magnets, because those doors are pretty heavy, and these can be heavy too because they're made with like cardstock, and they're laminated, so you want to make sure that they stay. So definitely use enough magnets. I buy a roll of them at Michael's, and they seem to work just fine. So as you can see in my picture, your stateroom number is going to be in a big circle on your door, and that's why a lot of people make and sell those images that kind of like go around that hole. And you could do things like Mickey ears. There's tons of options out there, holiday themed ones, but you can also put little magnets all around your door as well. This was one that we received as a fish extender gift, and I'll go over that in a minute, but it was my daughter's birthday, and somebody knew that, and they put this in our fish extender, so we put this magnet on the door, which was fun. And then these were also gifts that we received in our fish extenders. They just have our names and where we're from, and I actually started making these myself, and now when I have Disney Cruise clients right before they're about to sail, I send them like a little gift package, and I do include magnets that I make for them. And I've been doing this style because I think it's really fun. It has like your name and where you're from, and it looks like the kind of like a cast member tag. I'm a travel agent, by the way, if you didn't know that. So when I say my clients, that's what I mean. So when I have traveling Disney Cruise clients, I am now sending them a little package, and I include magnets, and that's really fun. A lot of people also put magnetic dry erase boards on their door. You can write a little message to whoever. One of our Disney cruises, I had just gotten engaged a few days before, so we had a dry erase board, and I made like a hashtag like Disney proposal or I said yes or something like that. And then people also use the dry erase boards if you want to leave like a little note to maybe someone in your family that maybe you're doing separate things on the ship, and you want to write like gone to get ice cream or went to Cabanas, which is a buffet on the Disney Dream, just so that you can let your family member or whoever, whatever message you like. But people definitely use magnetic dry erase boards. This was actually a fish extender gift that we received on our last cruise. So what is a fish extender? Well, it's kind of like a gift exchange, and it's not something that is run by Disney. It is not something that you have to do. This is completely optional. It is just something that somewhere down the line somebody came up with this idea to start fish extenders. Why is it called a fish extender? Well, first of all, outside of your stateroom, you are going to have a little hook, and this hook is primarily there if Disney Cruise Line leaves you any documents, such as maybe you've booked adult-only dining and your little reservation card, or a shore excursion, something like that. This is just like a little clip or a little hook where that is where they will leave that information for you. But people started to hang these gift exchange items on those fish hooks, so hence the name fish extender. On some boats it's different. I think there are seahorses, maybe a star, not 100% sure. It's not always a fish, but most of the time it is a fish. Now here's what a fish extender will typically look like. It's usually handmade and something with embroidery or vinyl, or you know, something with your name on it. I actually made this one and I put a little cruise ship up here and it has our last name, and then you just want it to have enough pockets to put the little gifts that you receive. So this one, we have a family of 4, so I have 4 pockets on ours, and I embroidered our names and made little anchor embroidery with like characters. So yeah, basically they usually look like this. I've seen people use shoe organizers. You can look up dimensions online. You don't want it to be too wide or too long. You can pretty much look up, you just Google like the typical sizes. It all depends on how many people in your family are participating. But you can buy these if you just want your kids to do it. You don't have, the parents don't have to do it. We like to give gifts and we like to get gifts, so my husband and I participate as well. So since the fish extender activity is not run by Disney, you pretty much have to go out there yourself and find your fish extender group. These can usually be found on Facebook. There is a large group called Fish Extender Disney Cruise something or other. I will link that below because there's a lot of helpful information if you're looking for ideas for gifts. So sometimes people in there will say, hey, does anybody know the sailing group for such and such date? But you can also just go in the search bar on Facebook and type in your date of your sailing and the cruise ship that you're sailing on, and usually you will find your group that way. These are just groups that are, you might be familiar, like if you're, say you're going to Disney in October, then you've probably been in a group before, like Disney going to Disney in October of 2018, something like that. So it's just a private Facebook group, and it's all the people that are on your sailing with you, and then in there you will find like a fish extender sign up sheet if someone has volunteered to take charge of the fish extender group, which usually there is somebody, and it'll be like a Google spreadsheet or a sign up sheet, and you can put like how many people in your, you want to put your stateroom, who's participating in your stateroom, your name, your ages, your likes, your dislikes, your favorite characters, your t-shirt size in case somebody wants to make you a custom t-shirt. Do you have any allergies? Because sometimes people do give like snacks and treats, candy and such, as a fish extender gift, so you want to make sure you make those people aware of any allergies. Put your name, because a lot of the items are personalized, like embroidered or like tumblers with your names on them, and you want to make sure that the correct spelling is there. So once whoever is running your fish extender group has a pretty good idea of how many people will be participating in it, they will then place you all into different groups. My personal experience, it's usually like groups of no more than 10 rooms, so you would be, if you were in a group of 10, you would have to deliver gifts to 9 staterooms. For the gifts that you may give for your fish extender, don't make it stressful, don't make it cost a boatload of money. This is supposed to be fun. It's great for kids. It's great for adults. If you're not crafty, go look on Etsy, and they have very inexpensive gifts that you can purchase, or you can go on Pinterest and just type fish extender gift ideas and you will see a boatload of ideas. Like I said, there's a great Facebook group all about fish extenders that I will link below, and there's lots of ideas. People get really crafty and really creative, and I'm sure whatever you give, someone is going to appreciate it because you took the time to purchase them items or create their items and deliver the items. We usually will pack our fish extender gifts and our fish extender in our carry-on bag because your luggage will not get to your room right away. It sometimes takes a few hours, just like anywhere. So we like to pack our stuff in our carry-on. We go and we set up our fish extender like right when we get in our room, and you would be surprised how quickly people start delivering gifts into your fish extender. The kids love it. It's really exciting to like come back to your room and have a little gift waiting for you. Another thing I love about fish extenders is it's like getting a bunch of little souvenirs that you don't have to pay for. I know my kids personally, they never ask to go to the gift shop when we go on a Disney cruise, and I think a lot has to do with they're getting like a ton of gifts anyways and little souvenirs, which is great. And you can deliver the gifts whenever you want. If you want to break it down to like maybe drop something in the fish extender once a day, or you can just give it all on one day. And like I said, you don't have to go crazy. People do get very into it, and you will receive some amazing gifts. Everything that we've ever received we loved, no matter how big or how small it was. So just take your time, and usually when you book a Disney cruise, you're booking pretty far in advance anyway, so use that time to get crafty and personalize your items. It's really fun, and I highly recommend it. Even if you don't have kids, we've gotten a lot of great adult gifts as well. I wanted to share some gifts that we have received in the past. I kind of like went through the house and picked up little things that I knew that we had lying around. We definitely like use everything that we get, whether it be like a pencil or a notebook. Everything we keep, and everything is great. You will receive little gifts, you will receive bigger gifts. Like I said, people sometimes go all out. Lots of like reusable water bottles with your names on them, which are great on Disney Cruise because the cups that, I mean, your drinks are included, your like soda and water and tea, stuff like that. That's all included on a Disney Cruise. The only thing you have to pay for as far as beverages go is your alcohol. But the cups that they give you for like the soda fountain machines can be kind of small, so if you wanted to like bring a drink back to your room, you might want to use like a larger cup. So some people like to give those water tumblers as fish extender gifts because they'll definitely get used on board. Our last cruise, we received so many bags, like backpacks. My kids got like full-size backpacks. We got a lot of like crossbody bags, a lot of reusable tote bags, stuff like this. I'm just covering up my last name, but somebody personalized this backpack. They put a little Disney Cruise Line logo and put my last name on it. So I'm going to try not to spend too much time on these gifts because I kind of have like a few of these bags full of them, but I really just wanted to show you like the types of gifts that are good for fish extenders because it can be kind of confusing, like what do you get for males, what do you get for teenagers, what do the women in your groups want. So I'll just show you a few ideas. And like I said, you don't have to go crazy. So things like these usually cost $1. You can get it from the dollar store or the Target dollar spot. Kids love these, especially really little ones. It's just like a little activity book with crayons. Lanyards are a great option to put in your fish extenders because pretty much everyone on a Disney cruise is going to be wearing a lanyard because you want to put your little key card in the little pouch on your lanyard. But I received a ton of these on one of our cruises. Somebody made these lanyards out of ribbon. Now when I have clients that take Disney cruises, I make them fabric ones. I sew them custom fabric ones depending on their favorite characters, and I'll try to insert a picture of what I'm talking about. I have a client going on a cruise in a few days, and I'll show you the ones that I sent to them. But these are great. If you can sew a straight line, you can make a lanyard. If you have a silhouette or a Cricut and a laminator, those are going to be your best friends for fish extender gifts. Another great idea is somebody just found these images online, printed them out, laminated them, and you have instant bookmarks. One of my favorite fish extender gifts that I've ever received is this little catch-all basket. It has buttons so that it can lay flat, and then it buttons to make like a little basket. Mine's pretty nasty inside. It definitely gets used. I keep this in my office drawer, and I put things like chapstick, hand sanitizer, a little thing of lotion, and I definitely used this on the cruise too. When I received it, I take my jewelry off at night, and this was great to keep all my jewelry in. I have seen patterns for these online, so again, if you can sew, or maybe you can find some of these on Etsy, they're a great option for fish extender gifts. I've even received this Coach Disney bookmark. It's leather and it has Mickey, and it still has the little Coach tag on it. I thought that was great. The last cruise, everyone in my room even received a Disney gift card. I think they were for like $15 each, so People really, they do. They put a lot of thought in it, and they're very generous. You can even get crafty just like with paper, and we received a few of these. I guess you could use them as autograph books, and this was when we went on a Halloween cruise, and they have like the sailing date on them, and this is just like glitter cardstock, and somebody cut that out as a Mickey shape, put some spider webs on it, has a little Mickey anchor on the back, and then they just put one of these like little key rings on it, and it has some blank papers in it, and can use that for autographs. If you're into scrapbooking, I'm sure this kind of stuff will be super easy for you. This is so cute. Again, it had like our sailing date on it, and then inside they found some like printable crossword puzzles and games. And I'm not gonna lie, this was probably like one of my favorite fish extender gifts that I've gotten, because if you didn't know, you can bring a certain amount of alcohol on board on Disney Cruise, whether it be wine or beer, and you can bring your own wine, but if you bring your wine into the dining room, then they're going to charge you a corking fee, which I believe is $25. So I just keep my wine in my room and sit on the veranda and have a glass of wine. But I was like, what am I going to do? I don't have a corkscrew. I'm going to have to pay the $25 and bring my bottle of wine to dinner. But then I got this in my fish extender, and let me tell you, I put that to good use. So this is a great option for adults. I find that men can be kind of like the harder people to buy for or to create stuff for the fish extender. So something like that wooden keychain that I showed you with the Disney Cruise Line logo would be good. My husband received this, which is a Darth Vader metal bottle opener. He also received like a Corona like gift package. It had somebody must work for Corona, and they put like Corona brand like sunscreen and chapstick and sunglasses, things like that. You can find stuff like this on Etsy as well. On some of their newer Disney cruise ships, their power or the lights in the stateroom, they will only work if you have a card inserted into this little slot by the light switches, and that's just to like conserve energy, I guess. But people do sell these, and they're custom with your sailing date on it, and it has a magnet on the back, so this is, you know, something you can stick on your refrigerator after your cruise. And it has the magnet on the back because you can just stick it right on the back of your stateroom door. So for your lights to work, you have to put a card. Some people use their key card or like a credit card or a gift card, but this is just like a fun little option so that you don't have to constantly have your key card out of your lanyard pouch. Here's some other type of magnets that we have received. Again, this feels just like it is like printable computer paper. Not computer paper, printable magnet paper. And someone just put the sailing date on it and printed that out and cut out the magnets, things like this. These are easy to make. They're like little bottle cap magnets. They just put like a little epoxy on them. My refrigerator is full of magnets from fish extenders, and I love it because they're all Disney. This came in handy too. Each of my girls got these. They're little suction cup stitches, and you put your toothbrush in between, and since the cruise line bathrooms are very tiny, there's not a lot of counter space, so these actually came in handy to put your toothbrushes up and stick them on the mirror. So those are just some of the things that we have received. I'm telling you, you get so much. Another great idea is a lot of people cruise from overseas, or like we had a group in our fish extender, we had a family in our fish extender group that was from Canada, and they gave us like this whole like Canadian gift package. It was awesome. There was chips that you can only get in Canada. There was a little bottle of maple syrup that we definitely used when we got back home. There was like little erasers and pencils that said Canada on them. We've gotten things from the UK, like chocolates, some like, you know, like they have amazing chocolates there. So if you are from somewhere and there's something that, you know, is popular where you're from and you can't get it everywhere, that's a great idea to put. Like, I'm from Massachusetts, so I could put like a thing of like Boston baked beans or something like that. But you do have to be careful with stuff from overseas, because I don't think that that stuff is supposed to get through customs. I'm not sure how that all worked, but I know that some people in the group that got those bottles of maple syrup from Canada, that probably should have not gone through, but it got through for us. So I hope that information was helpful to you. If you're still a little bit confused on how fish extenders work, just please leave me a comment. I will definitely get back to you. If you have any other questions about Disney Cruise Line, let me know. About a year ago, I made a lengthy video about Disney cruises and like some things that you should know, but I did not talk about fish extenders, so if you want to check that out, you can. So if you stuck around to the end of this video to hear about what this giveaway is about, then I will talk about that now. So, like I said, I am a travel agent and I specialize in Disney destinations, whether it be the parks or Adventures by Disney or Disney Cruise Line. So I wanted to throw in a little giveaway here that has to do with Disney Cruise Line and fish extenders. Now, when you book with me, you don't have to pay anything extra. My services are always 100% complimentary. That means there's no extra charge when you book with me. It doesn't cost you anything. The price that you're going to pay with me is the same price that you're going to get if you paid to book on your own, but you get my concierge level services included. So the first 2 people that book their Disney Cruise vacation with me, I am going to make you your very own fish extender. Doesn't matter how many people in your group, there's no limit if you have 2 guests that are participating or if you have 4 to 5 guests that are participating. I will make you your very own fish extender. It can be any color or theme. You can pick your characters. I will embroider all of your names. I will do all of the appliques. I will put embroidery at the top with your family name if you want. It's completely customizable to however you like. Now, I'm only going to offer this to the first 2 people that book their Disney Cruise vacation with me. I wish that I could send all of my clients a fish extender, but they are quite time consuming and there's a lot of embroidery involved. I always send my clients gifts before they travel. That's just, you know, my own little personal touch, no matter what it be. But I will, on top of that, I will also include a fish extender to the first 2 people that book their Disney Cruise Line vacation with me. I will leave this open until those first 2 people do. You will receive your fish extender closer to the time of your travel, so we have plenty of time to customize and think about what you'd like on it. But I just thought I would add that in there as just like a little fun thing if you're thinking about booking your next Disney cruise. Currently, we are in April of 2018 and bookings are open through summer of 2019 for Disney Cruise Line. So if you're thinking about taking a Disney cruise anytime in between there and you're looking for a travel agent, I would love to help you, and you'll get this fancy little high quality, I like to say it's high quality. I'm a seamstress and these things will last you, I promise. I'll go over all the details of the giveaway again down below in the description. And other than that, I hope that this fish extender video was quite helpful to you. Like I said, if you have any other questions, just leave them below. Glad to help, and I hope to be back with some more Disney cruise videos, and I will see you real soon. Good luck, everyone.